Hello YouTube, this is Holly Seeliger with my show Zo1 Politicon, the political animal. And last time I checked, I'm up to 370 new subscribers, so welcome new subscribers. I'm also up to over 20,000 views, so I'm feeling pretty good today. I've also moved my studio space, so I now have it set up in a different room in my apartment, and now you guys won't be listening to my doves coo the whole time, so feel like this is a better sound for recording, and hopefully I'll get a green screen behind me on this ugly wall back here, and we'll call it good. Things are on its way. I just need to figure out some good recording program, maybe iMovie or something like that. I'm gonna work on an intro. Someone sent me a really cool song that I need to use as the intro, so stay tuned for all that new cool stuff. So wanted to pick up an article I saw today. It came out, it says it was updated 23 hours ago. The Bernie wing is starting to make its peace with Tom Perez. This is according to Huffington Post. DNC members poked Berniecrats in the eye. Do they care? Alright, so here's what Huffington Post is giving today for propaganda. Atlanta, when the final results of the Democratic National Committee chair race were announced, the throngs of activists in the hall to support Minnesota Rep. Keith Ellison were livid. There were boos and at least one cry of bullshit. For several minutes afterward, the DNC officials were making procedural announcements. Several dozen Ellison supporters in green Keith for DNC t-shirts drowned them out with the cheer "Party for the people, not big money." But a moment later, Tom Perez, the former labor secretary who won the top post on Saturday, stunned the audience by nominating Ellison to the new position of deputy DNC chair. Ellison immediately accepted and encouraged his supporters to unify behind Perez's chairmanship. "We don't have the luxury to walk out of this room divided," Ellison told the crowd. The two men had been plotting contingency plans for weeks, according to sources from the Ellison and Perez campaigns. When the votes came in on the second ballot, Perez offered Ellison the deputy chair slot. Ahead of Saturday's vote, prominent Ellison backers warned that his defeat would encourage progressive activists to take their energy outside of the party. Oh, maybe they're starting to pay attention, guys. I don't know. Let's see. By offering Ellison the new post, Perez may have prevented immediate, irreplaceable damage to the party's activist base. You really think so? I don't know. Here, guys, here's a couple of little cookie crumbs for you. I hope you lick it off the floor. Hope you guys are enjoying the cookie crumbs. No chocolate chips, just straight up crumbs. There you guys. There you go. I hope you enjoy. Please vote for us. But he will have to demonstrate that his new partnership is more than titular if he hopes to stave off intra-party carnage. I appreciate that Perez recognized that there is a big bridge that we had to start building. Nebraska Democratic Party Chair Jane Kleeb said, referring to the deputy chair appointment. Oh, that's good. At least they say appointment and not election, right? Because like I've said in other videos, about a little over 400 people decided who was the new chair of the DNC. It's meaningful if Keith is able to make it meaningful, and if that vote means that it's a full voting officer, then if the full voting officers are going to mean something, they haven't meant something years before. Whoa, that was a weird quote. Said Larry Cohen, a DNC member and former president of the Communication Workers of America. Progressive activists who backed Senator Bernie Sanders and the last presidential primary saw Ellison's candidacy for DNC chair as a chance to secure a foothold in the party that they had been denied in 2016. So wait a minute, it says Bernie Sanders, independent of Vermont, next to his name. Is he really an independent again, or what's going on? Why is he touting for the Democrats? If he's an independent, I'm confused. Is he a Democrat now, guys? Or is he an independent? In the days immediately following the general election, Democratic establishment figures like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer endorsed Ellison with an eye towards welcoming Sanders activists into the fold. Whoa. But then other forces in the establishment converged to counter Ellison's bid. Aides to the then-President Barack Obama purportedly encouraged Perez to enter the race. I did a video about that. Several top Obama administration figures continue to call DNC voting members on Perez's behalf until the very end, according to a DNC member with knowledge of the matter. While most Perez backers denied their support for him reflected a particular policy or ideological preference in advance of the vote, those considerations played a role in the last-minute vote wrangling on Saturday. So basically, this article just goes on to say that people who are Bernie supporters are totally 100% fine with Perez now. It's all cool. Cohen, board chair of Our Revolution, the political action committee Sanders set up to continue the work of his presidential campaign, said he was not sure yet how the army of independent-minded Sanders and Ellison supporters would interpret Ellison's defeat. The issue is, are activists going to feel like this is their party? The proof of that will be in the days ahead. I'm hopeful that it will, Cohen said. Why is he hopeful? He's licking the crumbs off the floor, is that why? If the grassroots activists present in Atlanta are any indication, however, there is still much work to be done to earn their trust. Justin Smith, a digital organizer with Democracy Spring, which seeks to end the influence of big money in politics, was among the Ellison activists chanting after his loss. The DNC chose a candidate that is not calling the breakup with big money, that is not backed by grassroots of the party, and we wanted to make that known. Smith said of the chants, it's important for folks in certain positions to make sure they bring folks together and talk about unity, and I think it's important for the grassroots to continue to raise their voices. Wow. So yeah, people are, Huffington Post is trying to wrangle up all the Bernie people, and they're like, oh no, Bernie Wing is totally cool with Tom Perez. Yeah, a couple people chanted, but yeah, people are gonna stay within the party, no big deal. Oh, here's where it gets good towards the end here. Klebe, a longtime environmental leader who assembled a coalition of progressives and ranchers to oppose Keystone XL pipeline in Nebraska, also wants Perez to make a firm stance against the Keystone XL and Dakota Access pipelines. I mean, what have they got to lose at this point? They have a Republican in office now, so it's only going to benefit them to stand out and speak against XL. Perez has failed to answer her persistent inquiries on whether he would oppose the pipeline projects, according to Klebe. It's just like when Republicans are waging war, Democrats are supposed to be the anti-war party, right? That is a big issue with the progressive base, and I think he needs to say that he was wrong on TPP, she said, referring to the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement. So there's a lot of things that Perez has to show that he stands with the progressive base of the party, who are now the most motivated and out of the streets right now. And then here we go, here's a picture of Trump, who actually threw out the TPP. So, progressive Tom Perez supported the TPP, and Trump, who is this crazy neo-fascist that everyone's calling a crazy fascist here, throws out the TPP. What does that say about the state of your party right now? If Trump is like kicking ass and taking names and doing something that's highly progressive, even Bernie Sanders had to champion Trump on him throwing out the TPP. And it's because Trump is, like Bannon said, they're economically nationalist. And the Democrats want to act like that's a bad thing. What's wrong about trying to want to support your own economy? What about bringing tariffs back to our country so that we can start building our own supplies, growing our own food, building a clean energy economy, repairing our roads? Like, what's wrong with focusing on our economy? I mean, I didn't even vote for Trump, but I feel like as someone who's alternative media, just like all these other people on YouTube and on these other channels, like, we don't even have time to criticize Trump because it's so insane here in the United States. The corporate media, Fox News and Republicans and CNN and Democrats are both hating on Trump. I've never seen that happen before the entire time that I've ever paid attention to politics. I've never seen both sides of the aisle equally hate upon the president. It's really insane. So it's like, I don't even have time to criticize Trump because there's already 6 mainstream articles criticizing Trump. So what's the point? I can just focus on lots of other topics that aren't being reported on. So let me know what you think about DNC, if Sanders people are totally cool with this Perez character now, and even your thoughts about Trump, and like, I don't know if you want me to make videos criticizing Trump. I don't really feel like I need to right now. Like, if something comes up that I'm really upset about, I'll make a video about it, but I feel like I said there's already like 6 articles for every single thing that he does that's questionable. So, and both sides of the aisle are hating upon him. So, yeah, I think the alternative media needs to start talking about other issues. So, I hope you have a nice day, and I'll hopefully make a few more recordings today.